That is a good option. Himali ji, can we start?
Sir, we are going live, right? At 1
Yeah,
o'clock?
yeah.
Or we are
Yeah.
starting now?
No. Within couple of minutes, introduction after the beginning, immediately it will start. I have to
Yes,
take.
we are good to go.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Live. Go live कर दो. कैमरा. तू मने केले वैसे स्टार्ट करो लॉन्ग करो. Okay. Madam, now we are starting. Good afternoon, everyone. Veer Narmad Dakshin Gujarat University, Surat, under the NSS and Career Counseling Cell, with the guidance of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, we have arranged webinar for the students and parents of our university, how to plan study abroad. Today's webinar chairman is our Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Kishore C. Chawda. Somehow, I'm sorry, but he is another meeting. Simultaneously, 2 to 3 meetings is going on. So on behalf of our Vice Chancellor, I'm going to start our webinar. Today's webinar, the main speaker, Mr. Nilesh Lal, Vice President, Agent Overseas Education Limited, as well as Mr. Pritam Salve, Marketing Manager, Ms. Himali Brahmbhatt, Marketing Executives. They are today joining in this live webinar. And the students, I am very happy to delighted to tell you if whatever may be your query, that will be resolved later on or maybe today. It is my humble request to you. Twitter or Facebook page are open. Just you put down your comments and whatever may be the question, definitely we will take care of later on in the question answer session. I'm not going to take more time. Once again, welcome all the panel members in this webinar. Sir, now I'm over to you. Please go ahead with the topic.
Thank you so much for welcoming us, and I would like to welcome all the students and parents who have joined this webinar today. I would like to thank Mr. Darshan Purohit to giving us this opportunity for delivering this webinar for students who are interested to know more about abroad education. We would also like to thank the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Kishore Singh Chawda, for giving us this opportunity to interact with students and to help students solve their queries. Whatever queries you have regarding your abroad education, we'll be more than happy to take your questions during the question and answer session. I would like to thank team of Ascent who have arranged this webinar for us. So without any delay, I would like to share my screen, and I would like to take you through a small presentation. I was being instructed and requested that I should mix language, like I should use English and Hindi and Gujarati, so that many parents who might have joined we can be more interactive during this session. I'll try my best to mix the language and make it more understandable to everyone who is attending this webinar. But since we are thinking about abroad education and we need to use English as a language abroad, so I think that the preferred language should be English preliminary, but I might try my best. So let me share my screen and we start the presentation. And so as introduced, my name is Nilesh Lal and I'm the Vice President at Ascent Overseas Education. I am in this industry, the overseas education industry, since last 18 years now, and guiding students for their foreign education plans for various countries. So before I go ahead, I would like to show you a small video about the Ascent office, so you can get an idea about how we are placed. So going back to the topic, overseas education, whenever you plan to go abroad, you basically approach someone who can help you. Like आप approach करते हैं किसी को जो आपको help करता है overseas education के लिए. So like आप उसको consultancy charges बोल सकते हैं या कोई भी charges बोल सकते हैं जो आप उनको देंगे आपकी consultancy के लिए. As per you, अगर आप किसी को approach करते हैं for your abroad plan consultancy के लिए, so how much they should charge you? And my question to you is, how much Ascent Overseas should charge you for a consultancy charges? I am sure this is a webinar and we cannot make it more interactive where you can answer me, but let's make it more interactive from my side. And I know you would be trying to answer this point, whereas how much we should charge you as a consultancy charges, or anybody who is helping you for your foreign education should be charging you. So without any creating further suspense, basically Ascent Overseas is basically a bridge between university and students. So we help you for your abroad educations. and we help you entirely free of cost. The services what we offer to students from admission till visa is free of cost. You must be wondering, you all must be thinking, आप सोच रहे होंगे कि हम आपको free services क्यों देते हैं? Why are we offering you free services? Like we get you your admission in foreign university, we do your visa application. So why are we doing this free of cost? The only reason that we provide you free services is that we are the official representatives of universities abroad. So we represent over 1,450 universities across the globe, including in countries like UK, Canada, US, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, Dubai, and many more countries. So we help you for student visa for these countries. So if you want to go to abroad, you don't have to pay Ascent Overseas any charges because we are the representative. So this webinar, which is arranged by the university, it is for betterment of the student to educate the students that how you should plan your abroad education. So planning starts with consulting someone for your abroad education. So always make sure that if you're approaching someone who is going to guide you for your abroad education, they should not be charging you anything, because they should be the representative and not the agents. If you go to agents, agents will charge you. Rather, I would recommend that you should be going and approaching a representative who can guide you for your further education plan. Why you should connect with Ascent Overseas Education? We are basically one of the tech leading overseas education company. We show you visual reality tours of universities. So आप यहाँ पे रह के universities के campus को visualize कर सकते हैं through our experience center, what we have available at our offices. So you can see and take a visual tour of the university. So before getting a visa and flying to the destination, you can see your university. You can walk into the classroom, you can go to the cafeteria, you can see everything yourself before you decide on the university, by just rather going on the website of the university and finalizing a university. So we give you visual reality tour. The best part of Ascent Overseas Education is that we have experienced counselors who are there to guide you for your foreign education. Now, you know that there are so many options available with you. You might feel that, okay, you can go to some company for foreign education guidance, but you should know that who is the person on the other side of the chair, how many years of experience they have to guide students. There is a possibility that the person who is guiding you for foreign education can be like having just 1 year of experience in guiding foreign education for students. So always check with people whom you are approaching for a foreign education needs, that how many years of experience they have of this industry, so they can handle your application, your visa, which is more sensitive, in a nice way, because you cannot afford to have a visa rejection. So always approach representative of the universities who are not charging you, and also someone who is having good amount of experience behind them to guide you for foreign education. In today's world, every information which is available on the internet, you can click one and you can get the information on the one click. But we are well equipped by handling thousands of cases. We have experience which universities you can get admission into. Will you get a visa or no? We can tell you, and we can screen your profile and tell you that, yes, this is the country where you can go and get your visas. So with our experience counselor team, we guide you for your foreign education plans. Being the representative of the university, we arrange for face-to-face meets with the universities representative. So if you want to finalize some universities and you want to talk to the university before you finalize the university, your parents want to talk to the university person before finalizing, we can arrange for a face-to-face interaction for you, so that it helps you in your decision making. The overall experience what you get at Ascent, is wonderful. We not only guide you as per your profile. Everybody have a different profile. Everybody is having a different approach. So everybody have a different need. Everybody is having a different budget, have a different ambition. So we can guide you which country is good for you. So we can also screen you and tell you which country you can look forward for. If you have any questions during my presentation, you can put it in the Q&A sessions below, and the university will pick the questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer at the end of the session. So feel free, if you have any question, please put it in the Q&A session. Now, the biggest question, why overseas education? You all are attending this webinar, so why you want to go abroad? That is the bigger question. Any thoughts which are coming to your mind that why you want to go abroad? I know it's a tricky question. Why I'm asking you why you want to go abroad, because you should be clear that why you want to go abroad. See, you get a lot of opportunities overseas. Firstly, you get a international degree, which you cannot get in India because you have to travel overseas and get an international qualification. It's basically gives you a competitive edge over the other students because you will have an international qualification with you. It gives you a quality education. You get global career opportunity. So suppose if you are having an international qualification from, for example, from UK or maybe Canada or USA, your opportunity of career opens up in different countries around the world. So it's not only the country you have studied, you get an opportunity to move and work anywhere in the world. So it gives you a global career opportunity. The more interesting part of an international student who goes for overseas education is that you get an opportunity to explore different culture. You tend to meet different students from different community. आप दूसरे community के students से भी मिलते हैं वहाँ पे. So you develop a big network of friends. So once you study in a university, somebody is from Germany, somebody is studying from Switzerland, somebody is studying from US. So you make friends. So you get a bigger network of friends once you complete your qualification. You acquire new skills. You all know that overseas universities have a practical education system, whereas through that practical education system, you basically get a practical exposure, and the education system there is more practical, in short. So you acquire new skills. When we talk about practical education, you must be like, I think there are many students who might be management students. They might be thinking, what practical exposure are we talking about? Management is all about mostly theoretical. But like you know, you might be doing a lot of project work here also in your university here. So I happened to travel to UK myself, and I was meeting our students there. And I was interacting with a group of students, and I asked them, how is your education going? And they were good management students. They were studying management course in the UK. So I asked them, like, how different is your education qualification, and what difference do you see? They see we do a lot of more assignments ourselves. We do a lot of practical education is there within the university. So I asked, like, what practical education? So they said, like, they were doing a project on consumer behavior. I'm sure many commerce students might be aware about what is consumer behavior we are talking about. So they were doing a research on consumer behavior as a part of their subject. So they were doing a research on a marketing subject, whereas the students were giving were doing a research on someone who was giving leaflets. We all get this type of leaflets early in the morning in the newspaper as a part of marketing done by the company. So the company was not getting the mileage. So they said that they are doing a research on the consumer. So they were giving this type of leaflets to all the people who were walking on the road. So they were distributing this type of leaflets to everybody who were walking on the road. And you know what they were doing? लोग ये leaflets ले रहे थे हाथ में और फेंक दे रहे थे रोड पे. You all know हम लोग क्या करते हैं न्यूज़पेपर में सुबह जब हमारे पास एक लीफलेट आता है तो हम ये लीफलेट लेते हैं और उसको फेंक देते हैं. Hardly 1% or 2% people read it. So that was the problem. So they were doing a research on this topic, the management students. So the students went out in the market themselves and they were giving leaflets to students. So everybody was taking the leaflet and they were throwing around. So ultimately the students developed a new skill or a new technique to do marketing was to, they started giving these leaflets to everybody like this. They were folding the leaflets like this and giving it to everybody who was walking on the road. So what made that, somebody who's walking on the road and somebody gives you a piece of paper like this to offer you, what you will do? You will open this leaflet and you will at least read what it is. So these type of activities, which are small things, but these are more practically explained to you, whereas you contribute, it gives you a more of a practical exposure. So you get, so these are the things which you learn when you go overseas. You have a different environment there to study in, which is more light on your academics. There are countries which gives you permanent residence option. So that you can study and then later settle in the countries you have studied, or maybe other countries you can settle. So it gives you a lot of options when you study overseas. When you go abroad, life of an international student is not only to study. You should also explore the lot of activities which are happening on campus. The university arrange for job fairs, whereas the companies come on campus to recruit students. The university also arrange for a rock concert. They celebrate Diwali, they celebrate Navratri. So all Indian festival and all around the world festival like Chinese New Year, everything is celebrated in the university campus. So you don't miss all those. I would recommend be a part of that and enjoy your overseas education there. Coming to the countries, we talk about US first. It is the most preferred destination for international students especially from Gujarat region. So US is always one of the top destination for international students. Students studying in the STEM courses can get work experience through OTP programs. There are top universities which offer globally recognized degrees to international students. You can work part-time during your studies. You can work 20 hours per week during your studies and 40 hours during your vacation. There is good amount of funding and scholarships which US universities offer to international students. But for that, I would suggest you need to apply early to get these scholarships. आपको थोड़ा advance में apply करना पड़ेगा अगर आप scholarships के लिए देख रहे हैं तो. So the major courses which starts in US is January, May, and September. So the courses there starts in Jan, May, and September, which we call it as intakes. The next popular destination and hot favorite nowadays is Canada. It is offering superior quality education and it follows the standard of qualification is being followed by them. It offers variety of courses starting from postgraduate bachelor's to postgraduate and diploma programs and master's degree as well for international students. But students going from India and other countries go to Canada for postgraduate diplomas or diploma programs because Canada is having a different education system. They have more of colleges than the universities. No doubt, they also offer master's program, which the student can opt for. The tuition fees is quite low in comparative to other countries. And the cost of living for international student is also low if you compare with other countries. While you are on a student visa in Canada, you can work 20 hours per week. You can also get a course which is called co-op programs, whereas an internship is a part of the course, and this internship can be paid or it can be unpaid. So you need to check before you accept the co-op program, whether it's a paid or an unpaid co-op program. You can work 40 hours during your vacations and Saturdays and Sundays to take off your leaving expense. You get the highest number of stay back years for international students. You can stay back in Canada after your studies. So suppose if you're going for a 2-year course in Canada, you can stay there on a work visa for 3 years. So that's the maximum what the international student gets. You all know that Canada is a welcoming country for immigrants. They welcome students to study, and they give them an opportunity to settle down and take the permanent residency in Canada. So I say it's a pathway to settle down in Canada. The intakes are basically Jan, May, and September. So students can basically go ahead and apply for these intakes. When we talk about other country is Australia, it's a global recognized degree. It offers international students friendly culture. Student visa permit is part-time. You can work during your term time. You can get up to post-study work right up to 4 years, but that too in regional areas. But other than that, you get 2 years of post-study work in Australia after your studies. You don't need GRE, GMAT, SAT. You only need IELTS, PTE, or TOEFL for admissions. The top cities would be Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth. Can be popular ones for international students. At the moment, Australia is not open for international students, but the universities in Australia, in Southern Australia, have opened up and have announced that they are now welcoming international students. And we are hopeful that soon Australia will also open its door for international students. But at the moment, you can study online. You talk about New Zealand. It is the fastest emerging student-friendly destination, fast and superior standard of living and education. New Zealand gives you a recognition of qualification, which is accepted worldwide. It's a great place to live and work with an affordable living expense. Student can get post-study work up to 3 years after their qualification in New Zealand. After receiving your PR, it also gives you a permanent residency. So few students would be knowing this, that if you get a New Zealand PR, you can travel and work in Australia also. With your New Zealand PR, you can travel to all European Union country without a visa. Without a visa, you can travel if you have a New Zealand PR. The intakes, the admission dates months are February and July. So every year in February and July, you have admissions open in New Zealand. We talk here about Ireland. Before that, let's talk about UK. Again, it is the second most popular destination at the moment for students who wants to study a master's program. You all know that the top universities of the world are there in the UK, available, like the courses, you name the course, you will get a course option in UK. Suppose if you want to do an MBA, I'm just giving an example, that if you want to do an MBA program and you want to do specialization in IT, that option is available in all the countries. But if you want to do an MBA with a specialization with football, you can do an MBA with specialization in football in UK universities. So what I mean to say is the courses are available, wide variety of courses are available for international students. So you name the course and we will give you the options available with the UK universities. It gives you an opportunity for international students to have a 2 years post-study work visa after their studies. So you can stay there for 2 years after completing your education. The interesting part for master's degree in the UK, master's degree is of only 1 year. Yes, you heard it right, only 1 year master's degree. If you want to do MBA, it will be 1 year. You want to do MSc IT, it will be 1 year course. And also, many UK universities offer courses with internship. So suppose if you want a course which gives you an internship option, yes, it will be available with many universities. So what you do is you study on campus for 1 year, and your 1 year you will be doing internship with some company as a part of your course. So that you need to tell that I want a course with internship option. So when you connect with Ascent, we will guide you how you can get this option and whether you should go for this or whether you should not go for an internship program. Depending on your profile, once we see your profile, we'll be more than confident to guide you on that part. We talk about another very hot favorite destination for mostly IT students. You should explore this option, Ireland. Ireland is right now open. So the countries which are open right now is Canada, UK, Ireland, USA, which you can go and study in these times. So Ireland is also open. Again, Ireland offers you 1 year master's program. The language and studies are in English. You also get a 2 years post-study work visa once you complete your master's degree in Ireland. It is ranked among the top safest country in the world to live in. So the intake in Ireland starts in Jan and September. Another option which is available, which is Singapore, which is very popular amongst the undergraduate students because Singapore happens to be very near to India. So the travel time is very near to India. So undergraduate students do prefer, and also few postgraduate students who wants to study. The one reason I would give you to, if you want to opt for Singapore as a destination for your overseas education, there are 500 Fortune companies which are there in Singapore. So there are a lot of work opportunities available after studies, and the cost is also very low. The tuition fees is very low in comparison to other countries, and the degree is again accepted across the globe. It is worldwide accepted. Just to give you an idea of how much is the, I would say, investment what you have to make. Whenever you spend money behind your education, it is not an expense. Even though I have written as an expense, to give you an idea, it's an investment what you make behind your overseas education plans. So here are the example. If you go for a postgraduate, I'm sure many of you are all postgraduate students. So these are the expenses which you're going to incur. You can take education loans to support your education. Ascent Overseas Education is having tie-ups with banks. So we will assist you with your education loan also. And we will guide you that how you should show your funding for your visa application. And we will assist you and guide you with your entire procedure. So this matrix gives you an idea of how many years of work permit you get after your studies in the countries which I just briefed. So you can take a snapshot of this, or you can see the country which you are going to. And if you have any questions, you can put it in the Q&A session. Coming to the topic of today's webinar, how to plan study abroad in this uncertain time. Many of you might be confused where to go and all. So when you have time that you want to decide, so use this time that which country is good for you. Don't say that my friend is going to Canada, so I also will go to Canada. Explore other countries and finalize a study destination which is good for you as per your budget, as per your course, as per the future prospect of the course in that particular country. So always do a research on various 1 or 2 countries and then finalize your study destination. This is the best time to prepare for your IELTS exam, which is required by almost all the country. So use this time to prepare and improve your English proficiency. So you should try to improve your English proficiency and use this time. Very few students, I think the students who are in the final year right now, who are awaiting their results in the upcoming day, they tend to wait. आप वेट करते हैं कि मेरा फाइनल ईयर का रिजल्ट्स आएगा, उसके बाद मैं एडमिशंस के लिए प्लान करूंगा या उसके बाद मैं आईएलटीएस दूंगा या दूंगी. सो द पॉइंट हियर इज यू कैन अप्लाई, आप अप्लाई कर सकते हैं कंडीशनल एडमिशन के लिए. Many UK universities and other universities around the world give you conditional admission. So you can hold an admission letter without having a final year results or without having an IELTS score in your hand. But you can confirm that you got an admission into a university. It is just that you have to provide the university with your final mark sheet or the IELTS score sheet later. आप उनको बाद में भी सबमिट कर सकते हैं, but आप अभी भी अप्लाई कर सकते हो for your admissions. So don't hold yourself, and if you're planning for this year, go ahead and apply for conditional admission. We are there to guide you that which universities will give you conditional admission and which country will support you on this. Prepare for visa application documents. I think हम पेरेंट्स के साथ इंटरैक्ट करते हैं, उनको गाइड करते हैं कि वीजा के लिए आपको किस तरह से फंडिंग शो करनी पड़ती है. And for many country you have to show funding which is old. आपको पुराना फंड दिखाना पड़ता है, आप फंड एकदम अकाउंट में डाल के नहीं दिखा सकते. So it is always good to prepare well in advance so that you can reach on time to your study destination. As I said, we assist you for education loans as we have tied up with Nationalized Bank as a part of the service to the students. We connect you and the bank to process your education loan. And since your application will be submitted to the bank through Ascent, your processing time of your loan will be very faster, and the bank will try to process this faster, and we will be in touch with the bank to check the progress of your education loans. We also do your visa application. आपकी जो भी visa application है वो हम फाइल करेंगे, आपको फाइल करके देंगे. So you don't have to worry about it. As I said, we give you end-to-end support. We start from application, admission, counseling. We'll prepare you for IELTS test. We help you with student loans, scholarships. We help you for visa counseling. We help you how to take foreign exchange. आप foreign exchange कैसे लेके जा सकते हैं जब आपका visa आ जाएगा तो. We do pre-departure session, whereas we prepare you कि आप abroad जा रहे हैं तो आपको किस तरह से prepare करना है, क्या prepare करना है, क्या लेके जाना है, क्या लेके नहीं जाना है. So we make sure that there are do's and don'ts. Our students know that there are do's and don'ts before you fly to your destination. So you are well prepared before you fly, and your parents are also well prepared before the student fly. So we make sure and we prepare you well in advance. I hope you are able to follow what I'm trying to say, and I will definitely be available at the Q&A session at the end. But just to make it more interactive and light, as I was saying that always visit a representative of the university for your abroad education plan, जो आपसे charge नहीं लेगा, because उसका interest नहीं है फिर. If I am not going to charge you money, I am the representative of the university. So for me, every university is good. So I will give you options of all the universities you can go to. And I'll be more than happy to help you to the university you want to go to. But the whole thing is decide the person who is going to help you is a representative and not an agent. Just to make it more light and interactive, as we're talking about study abroad here, और जिसके लिए आपको वीजा भी लेना पड़ता है, जो important है. So how many of you who are attending this webinar know what is the full form of visa? आप Q&A session में भी आंसर दे सकते हैं. हम laterly we can check, and जो भी students अगर correct answer दे रहा है Q&A session में, what is the full form of visa का full form क्या है, आप गूगल भी करके देख सकते हैं. शायद गूगल आपको गलत आंसर देता है इस क्वेश्चन के ऊपर. But see, it doesn't make a difference कि आपको वीजा का फुल फॉर्म आता है कि नहीं आता है. ये जस्ट एक लाइट मोमेंट क्रिएट करने के लिए है. Yes, there is a full form of visa. The full form is visitors intending to stay abroad. Visitors intending to stay abroad. That's the full form of visa. As I said, it doesn't make a difference whether you know the full form or no. But since you will be applying for a visa, you should be know what is the full form of visa. So now you can play around quiz with your friends and ask them also who have not attended this webinar that do you know what is the full form of visa? Ultimately, you're going to apply for a visa. So that was just for a light moment. If any of you answer it correctly, we will make a note and we will connect with your university and we will want to give you a prize, which we will courier it at your residence shortly. So please answer what is the full form of visa you feel. Every student who answer correctly, Ascent Overseas promise that we will courier you a prize at your residence. See the admission requirements. To get admission into foreign university, the academic criteria is a very vast criteria. There are universities who will accept students with 50%. There are universities which will give you pathway to students with 50%. There are universities who accept students with 60%. So it's a very vast network. So I will not be able to talk to you within this short period of time, but I would want you to connect with Ascent Overseas for your queries about admission requirement. We will screen your profile and we'll tell you, yes, this much percentage is required for this country and for this university or college. But the IELTS requirement remains very common. The IELTS requirement, I can say minimum for an undergraduate program is 6 bands to 6.5 bands. Any score above this is considered to be a good score. But if you have 6 or 6.5, you are good to go and apply for foreign universities for your admission and visa. The best part about Ascent Overseas Education is that we don't charge you anything for your admission and visa process. On top of it, we offer you free IELTS coaching. Yes, you have heard it right. We give you free IELTS coaching. Right now, our coaching is available online also. So if you want to attend our coaching, feel free to attend. We have a British Council certified faculty. We give you unlimited coaching. हमारा coaching का कोई duration नहीं है कि ये 2 महीने का coaching है या 3 महीने का coaching है, because we believe that every student's English level is different. So somebody will need some time to prepare for IELTS for some more time, and for someone might need less time to prepare for IELTS. So our coaching duration is unlimited. We also give you official study material when you register with us. We also assist you with your IELTS exam date booking, because we are the official center for by the British Council to book your IELTS exam date. So if you want to book the IELTS exam date with us, we can book that also for you. So as I said, we provide you free IELTS coaching. You can connect with us after the session and we can explain you how you can enroll with us for the online coaching also with us. And we have presently more than 200 students who are presently enrolled with us for the IELTS coaching. We take new students on every Monday and Wednesday. Every new batch starts on Monday and Wednesday. So we prepare you and we give you unlimited coaching for IELTS. So feel free to connect with us, because our motive is to basically to give you coaching for IELTS and prepare you so that we can send you abroad for your foreign education. If you are not able to get the score, we will not be able to send you abroad. So it's a win-win situation for both of us. So we offer you free IELTS coaching. So please feel free to connect with us if you happen to take the IELTS coaching. Right now, due to the pandemic, we have come up with an online counseling mode. This is the link. you can take a snapshot, or we can put it in the Himali can put it in the chat box. So you can basically connect with us for a virtual counseling also. On one single click, you can connect with the counselor. Suppose you want to know more about Canada. So simply click the online link and connect with our counselors for an online counseling session. We do not charge anything for the entire process from admission till visa. So you don't have to pay us anything at any point of time. So feel free to connect with us. You can also call us on the number given for an online counseling. In Gujarat, we have at the moment our center in Vadodara and Ahmedabad. We will be soon operating in Surat also. Our other offices are in Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Santa Cruz, Mumbai, Thane. We have our registered office in US, New York, and we have an office in Dubai as well. So this is a glimpse of our office. Now I am open to Q&A. If you have any questions which you want to ask me, I will be more than happy to take up the question and answer. So that's it from my side, and thank you so much for listening to this webinar, and I am hopeful that the information which I have shared was of some help to you, which helps you in your decision making for your abroad education plans. So on behalf of Ascent Overseas Education, I would like to thank you all for attending this session. And now I keep this session open for Q&A session. If you have any questions, I will be more than happy to take the question and will try my best to answer that. So once again, thank you for attending this. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Few questions from the students' point of view, sir.
Surely.
Particularly in the Canada, which province would be easy? That is one of the questions from the students' point of view.
See, if you talk about the immigration point of view, very few people know that Canada is having more than 100 routes, 100 different schemes. Yeah. Through which scheme you can get permanent residency in Canada. But if you talk about which province is easy for PR, I would say there are provinces like Alberta, and you can think about Saskatchewan. These are the easiest. But if you go on a student visa to Canada first, every province becomes automatically easy for you, because when you study in Canada and you have a Canadian qualification, your immigration points automatically increases. And for your information, that suppose if you are applying for a PR from India, the CRS score will be required, let's say 475 plus for a PR. But right now, if you see that Canadian government is also giving PR to students who have studied in Canada and are having 1 year of work experience, they have been given PR on a CRS score of 300 also. So don't worry about the province. Select a good institution of your choice, which is offering your course, and go ahead with that. And don't worry about settlement options later. It will be easily available for you.
Sir, I think there will be possibility. I think the question that is from the past student, those who are watching right now, because
right, possibly,
because those who have a 1 year working experience, those who want to move on a PR mode, I think there will be a one question. Another question, sir. Another question is tips to score more on study, as far as IELTS, as far as abroad. Tips for the more score.
Sure. See, I think, sir, it's a very good question from the students who have asked this question. There is a myth between students, which I want to break it today, that students are very afraid of IELTS. Okay, many students are very afraid of IELTS because they feel that IELTS is an English test. Okay, which is, on a broader understanding, it is very true that it is an English test. But if you read on the British Council website, it says that IELTS is a practice-based test. I can assure you that if you do more practice, you can improve your English score. We get students who come to us with 5.5 bands and join our coaching. What we do in our coaching? We cannot teach you English in 2 months, but we give you the practice, we give you the tips which you can score good in your IELTS. So IELTS is a practice-based test. So the more you practice, more you solve the papers, you will improve on your scores. So that would be, I will say, more practice is required by the students.
Thank you, sir. Another question for Canada. I understand which one is better, which one is applicable, but from the student's point of view, Canada, IELTS or TOEFL, which exam students have to appear or clear?
So, yeah, sure. See, from the admissions point of view, if you clear TOEFL, you can get admissions. But from the visa point of view, IELTS will be accepted. Because Canada is having 2 different schemes to apply for visa. One is SDS and non-SDS. So it is always suggested that you go for the SDS. And to fall under this category, IELTS will be the test you should be going. But also thinking from a perspective that IELTS is accepted by all the countries across the globe. TOEFL is not accepted. So I will recommend you to go for IELTS over TOEFL if you're thinking for Canada.
Okay, one more question, sir. If I have a backlog in graduation or post-graduation somewhere, recently appeared in a IELTS exam and 6 band, the impact as far as student visa is concerned, because
Sure.
backlog is there.
Right. How many backlogs, if I can know?
I think eight.
Okay. See, basically this profile, if you have 8 backlogs, this can be a bit concerning. The another concern factor is the IELTS score. If the student has completed bachelor's and would want to go for a post-graduation course, the IELTS requirement in Canada would be 6.5 for a PG course. So what will happen? This student will get admission into diploma course, which is considered as an undergraduate diploma after your post-graduation. So what happens is you need to have a strong reason to convince the visa officer that after doing a bachelor's course here in India, why are you selecting this diploma course? So my suggestion to this student is that select a course which is related to your past education, but you have not studied that as a subject in your bachelor's. So those type of course should be selected because visas are issued on the basis of the intention that why you want to study in Canada. So to convince the visa officer, you can convince the visa officer by saying that I want to study this course because I have not studied this course, and this course will help me to make my future career. So that is from the course perspective. Coming back to the backlog, we say that the 6 backlogs are kind of acceptable to us. 6 backlogs, including the repetition. So we say it's a safe for any students to apply with 6 backlogs. Anything beyond 6 is become tricky. We don't say that you don't get a visa. We have seen students who have got 15 backlogs also who have got Canada visa. So we can't say as straightforward. So the visa officer see many reasons. Suppose if you have a backlog, but you have a very good IELTS score, so the visa officer might overlook the backlogs, few backlogs if you have. So it will be case to case. So if you can connect and share us more detail about you, we'll be more than confidently then guide you what is best for you.
Okay, sir. Now one more question. See, ultimately Surat is a business hub. Rather than Ahmedabad and compared to Baroda, Surat has a business hub and we have a business mentality. Every time Surat people think with the cost. Sir, question related to this. That's why I have. The thing is, students asking which city is based being a student with the standard of living and everything, as far as Canada is concerned.
Okay. See, I totally understand, and I relate very much with Surat because I frequently visit Surat city. I have done a lot of seminars in different colleges in Surat, and also in Surat city. I have done exhibitions for foreign education, and I'm very connected with Surat myself. It's not about students of Surat. I would say it will be any students who want to go abroad would like to save some living expense. So if you want to save on living expense, there is nothing wrong in that. I will try to answer it in a different way. See, if you stay in Mumbai, the cost of living is definitely going to be high in comparison to Surat or Ahmedabad. So firstly, if you want to select a good city in Canada, which can be near Ontario, which can be outskirts of Ontario. It can be London City, which is in Ontario, which is a beautiful city, not having huge living expense, having good college there. You can be around outskirts of Ontario. If you try to be in the CBD, then the cost of living will be high because it is same as living in Bangalore or Mumbai. Definitely the living expense will go high for you. So it is, if you want to save on your living expense, then see, there are ifs and buts to it. Now, if you talk about living expense, if you stay in outskirts of Ontario, you can stay in an independent house, okay, with the same budget. But with that same budget, if you want to study in Ontario CBD, you will have to stay in a small flat. So where you have to compromise anywhere. Moreover, if you are more interested to stay in proper Ontario, sometimes you need to also see the community, how much time it takes you to commute from your residence to the college, because that also increases your cost of living. So you need to see how near is your college, and that's how you should be deciding your residence and then finalize it. So that should be the first thing what the student should be looking at for. And there are various options. You can stay on campus, off campus, and obviously off campus is more or less expensive because you can share with other students and stay there in a private accommodation. But I would say, firstly, think of an accommodation which is near to your university or college, because sometimes if the college is far, you might feel lazy that, oh, it's a 1 hour travel, I don't want to go today. But if you're staying 15 minutes away from the university, you can walk to the university and save on your travel expense.
Right, sir. One question just I'm write down right now. The one person I think belongs to IT background, looking into the questions. If anybody have a 2 years working experience over here in India, after that they want to move in Canada on a PR basis. After getting PR, if he wants to study there, over there, whether another courses or some extended courses, right? So what is the future as a student? What, in which category they will put you, whether it is foreign students or whether it is on PR basis, they consider them on which area and how much it is benefited?
Sure.
What exactly you advise him?
Surely. See, I'm not a immigration expert. I'm a student visa expert, but I can share the information what the student asked, because that question falls under my forte. Is that the student asked that if they go on a PR and they want to study, yes, they can study. And I would say it is a very smart move if you want to study in Canada once you have a PR. Because right now, the international student who go to Canada for study, they pay around 18,000, 16,000 Canadian dollar as 1 year fees. So once you are on a permanent residency, and if you apply for your admissions, you will be paying the local tuition fees. So the local tuition fees for the same course, which is right now 18,000 or 16,000, it can be 4,000 Canadian dollar. So you save a huge amount of money if you do a course in Canada once you are on a PR. And you can, yes, while you are on a PR, you can study there in Canada. You can.
Okay. One more question, just I'm seeing on the screen. What are the scopes for our students in Canada after done MSc in physics? Student has done MSc with physics. Now, scope part as far as Canada is concerned.
See, basically, Canada is also looking for people into different sectors, not only IT, not only engineering. If you talk about students, firstly, if the student is looking for an immigration, after you complete your qualification, you can apply for your PR. Once you're qualifying, you'll get your PR. With regard to physics, you have a lot of opportunity to get into research side of it, because many universities there are research-based universities. So you can apply and get into research. Moreover, you can apply if you're more interested in physics as a subject. I'm sure the student would be more interested in the academic side. So you want to get into the teaching aspects of physics within the university. That option also gets open for you. And you can obviously explore more opportunity within your genre. So that option is available for you.
Okay, sir, thank you so much. One of more question. If I have done MBA in India and want to do hospitality management in Canada, what is the scope?
Okay. See, it's a good question. Here, what I see that the student is basically want to know that he has done an MBA, but want to go for a hospitality. If you should have a reason why you want to change your stream, unless and until suppose after MBA or with the MBA, if you are having work experience of hospitality industry, then your visa will not be a problem. Otherwise, you have to explain to the visa officer in your SOP that why you want to do this course. So if the student is having work experience in hospitality, yes, why not? It is a very good industry where you get a lot of scope in Canada. So you should go for it. But always please make sure that you have a relevant work experience in hospitality before you apply for your visa.
Thank you so much. Sir, one more question from the students. Ontario or Alberta? Nowadays, there is a trend towards the Alberta and Ontario. Which one you suggest?
See, the trick is Alberta is more the CRS scores, and very few people know that Alberta is also having their own immigration plan, which is called AINP, Alberta Nomination Program. So students get more opportunities with Alberta also. So I will leave it up to you as a student with personal choice. What would be your personal choice? I think Canada is a country you can go anywhere and settle down. But if you ask me, the opportunity wise, yes, Alberta will have more opportunities at this moment. Whereas you have another option of applying with AINP also.
There is no more questions from the students' point of view. The major question, whatever may be that I have asked on behalf of the students, or as well as students have posted in the comment box. Thank you, sir. USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, UK, and Europe. Specifically, you have mentioned the scope of abroad study with the country-wise as well as Asian-wise. Another thing, most important part that you have mentioned, that is that you are providing the free services as far as IELTS coaching is concerned. Nowadays, that is the biggest concern of the students, and that is n number of times. one more thing that you have specifically mentioned, and the being a Gujarati people, we know the how much cost that will be occurred when if I will put down my son or daughter in abroad as far as study is concerned. Specifically, you have mentioned country-wise very dedicatedly. Okay, you have differentiated how much cost it will apply. The most important parts are visa full form. Even I have to find out from the Google. You have already mentioned that it is not available on Google. Let's see how many students can find out. And the most important part that whatever may be the questions asked by the students, whether it is the current batch or past students, or maybe IT background, I think major one that is from the IT and management. Because now a trend for the abroad study, the trend to among the students rather than US, Canada is first preference due to the PR.
Correct.
I think that's why there is more question related to Canada part. I think it's my understanding. But
Yes.
finally, you have given the very fruitful, to the point, precise, specifically answer all the questions. I'm really very thankful on behalf of the university, Parivar and family, whatever may be. If any help required in future in the interest of the students, definitely we will be in touch with you.
Surely, sir, surely. We'll be more than happy to guide students.
Yeah, one more thing. One more question. Last moment. Visitors in just open it. Okay, sir, I am sorry to disturb you. One more question on the last moment. Visitors international stay admission. Even that I am not getting exactly what exactly he wants to
No, I
ask.
think the
They are
student
trying
is
to
trying
answer
to
for
answer
visa.
the full form.
Yes.
Oh, visitors international. Oh, thanks. I think Kashish Nayak is there. Okay, visitors international stay admission. Okay. Now you have to give a reply.
No,
Himani,
actually,
once again.
the full form is basically visitors intending to stay abroad. Visitors intending to stay abroad is the full form. So unfortunately, this is not the correct answer. But we will be more than happy to give all the students, even if they have answered it incorrect, the full form. So if you can please share the name of the students with our team, Ascent team, we would like to give them a small gift from Ascent side, which we will courier it to their residence as an appreciation of efforts what they have made. So we will definitely try to send the courier to all the students who have tried to even answer, even if it is incorrect.
Immediately for your further reference and connectivity point of view. Kashish Nayak, right? Juhi, because Kashish Nayak has given answer, visitors international stay admission. Maybe
Sure.
right or wrong, but Kashish, it's my advice to you, please contact the NSS department. I'm really thankful. हेमाली जी, पहले तो मैं आपका शुक्रिया अदा कर दूं. Without your help, it could not be possible.
Sir, we are very glad कि आपने हमें help की. So thanks to you too.
Initially that we have a conversation regarding the entire webinar, but finally it's done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for that.
Definitely we'll share the Excel sheet of the students, those who have registered. Even that it's live on Facebook as well as on Twitter. So I will share the screenshot of both the things. If I think like how many has liked, how many have participated, and how many those who are ultimately, sir, why it is we have liked it on Facebook and Twitter, because those who are not joining right now or live, they can see later on and they can approach you later on. That is
Exactly.
our motive.
We will be more than happy to guide them. Yes.
Yeah, ultimately our motive is to awareness among the students. That is our concern. In
Right.
Corona period, this is only the way that we can reach to the students.
Exactly.
Hopefully, pray to God, okay, within a couple of months, it's streamlined and we will go with the offline.
Sure. And I'll be more than happy to come and deliver a seminar personally.
Definitely, sir.
We look forward for that.
Yeah,
Thank you
once
so
again,
much.
once again, thank you all the panel member of the present. I am really
Thank you so
thankful
much.
to our Vice Chancellor, those who have given a permission to do a such kind of webinar in the interest of the students and the society, as well as the registrar too. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, sir. Thank you. Take care. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.